Welcome back to Friday Night Sex Party. I'm your host. I'm your host, Regis Philbin. I'd pay to see that. Again. My first guest tonight has been nominated for an Academy Award for her latest film, The King's Speech, which is in theatres now. Take a look at this.
Your Majesty, you may call me Mrs. Lowe.
Very nice to meet you, Mrs. Logue.
Please welcome Helena Bonham Carter, everybody. Helena Bonham Carter. Dear.
Hello. Oh, man.
You look absolutely lovely. I mean, really delightful. I love your hair and your hat thing and everything else underneath.
Have you seen everything else underneath?
I haven't seen everything underneath,
no,
but
it's probably coming out, but just tell me if something happens.
No, it's... listen, if anything pops out, you know, we'll go to a commercial and I'll sort you out.
Marvellous.
Yeah.
Well, you're about to be a dada.
I am, yeah, again, yeah. You've got kids, haven't you?
I got, 2. Yeah. It's because you come out here. I mean, that is the thing. Is it's like, you know, I'm doing all this press and everything. I've just left them, so.
Right.
Out
What
of
left
sight,
them in
out of
London?
mind.
Sweeping chimneys, are they?
Yes, God knows what they're doing.
Yeah, they'll probably be sweeping. You leave London kids alone for a minute. They're up the chimneys, getting them clean.
Like Billy and Nell. They're amazing.
Lovely.
But I would love to have a baby every day. I mean, I wouldn't look after them, but you know, because I'm just talking about childbirth.
You enjoy childbirth? The actual experience?
I love childbirth.
Really?
I did. Absolutely.
I haven't heard many women say that.
It's so underrated. It is so underrated. No, I think it was wonderful for me. It was the only time I did drugs, and that hat, you know, the epidural is a drug.
It might not be the childbirth you're after here, Helen.
No,
you understand?
No, I know. I could have one every day. I wouldn't look after them, but I could have them every day. But the epidural, I worship at the altar of the person who invented the epidural, because it's an amazing drug to go from life-transforming pain to just this blissed out state. And it does have opium in it. Did you know that?
It has opium in it?
Yeah.
What a surprise.
So that's probably why I was so happy.
Yeah, no, it's kind of, I think we've narrowed it down to really your closet opium addict who doesn't take opium.
Yeah, I know. And 2 times is actually not that bad.
That's not bad at all. That wouldn't constitute, you know, rehab. You know, do you have a drug problem? Well, I've had a couple of kids.
Just
that doesn't count, you know.
No, you'll be fine.
Were your kids born in Blighty?
And they were born in Paddington, yeah.
Paddington, in the railway station?
Yeah.
That's a very
Just like the bear.
Yeah.
You know, and they came
which
with
platform were they?
Yeah, 9.5. You know, with the label and everything.
Oh,
yeah.
that's lovely. I love Paddington Bear.
Did you love Paddington?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I think they're making a movie.
Are you going to be in it?
I've always wanted to be a bear, actually. That is.
Is that a kind of sex thing, you know, in the gay community?
No, but it's a bear. I haven't played a bear yet. I've done an ape and 2 queens.
Oh,
I thought I was just doing queens.
We've all done the queen, darling. That's how you get ahead in show business.
Queens. Ahead, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I do big-headed ones.
Oh, yes, I saw that. That was very good. I also like the... I thought the
Do you like this one?
Yeah, I do very much. It's a lovely film.
My head's slowly getting smaller.
No, your head's a regular size in this one.
Yeah, no, next year I'll do pin-headed queen. Maybe.
Oh, your head's getting smaller and smaller.
It's getting smaller and smaller, like a borrower. I could end up in there.
Oh,
you know, I could shrink. Are
you a Doctor Who fan? Do you like Doctor Who?
I do. You know, Tim really likes it, and so does Billy. I do. I like the idea of travelling back in time.
Yes.
And I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a real TARDIS, I'm sorry.
You can't go.
Well,
where would you go? If you had to go back, where would you go back to?
So back in time?
Yeah, I also like many things.
Last week, probably.
Were there some things that you redo?
If I went way back in my own life?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I used to think I would. What?
Even last week?
No, last week I was probably all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have a bit of a kind of drunken adventure for the entire decade of the 80s. I think that...
Okay.
Was there probably a couple of things there I'd change?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? Would you change it? Would you go, where would you go? What period in time?
I should have thought about this before I asked the question, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to go back, but only for a day.
Well, you don't have to go back forever, right? You don't go for a day.
As long as we refine the, you know, the TARDIS to come back. I'd like to go back to... I mean, I really like the Georgian times, because I love all that white hair. And all
Plenty of people with white hair now, just not in LA.
Yeah, no. I like white hair.
I'm very fond of white hair.
Yeah,
Here it comes. And elsewhere, I'm distinguished. am, yeah. Ooh, look at you, senior.
Yeah, well, you might be lying. How do we know?
No, I'm not. I'm not lying. Well, I'm lying a bit. You know, everything's fine in the basement, but there's a little bit in the middle floor.
In the middle floor?
Middle floor here. There's a little bit of soft, downy white hair. So
oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for you.
Thanks.
So, where were we?
Well, you were going to go back to Georgian times.
Oh, no, Georgian times.
Yeah.
But the only thing is that probably by now I'd be dead if I was in the Georgian times. You know,
well, you only go for a day.
I know, but I could be killed in a day. You never know. You get, like, it'd be the wrong day to go. And then, also, I mean, seriously, if we did live in a period of time, because everyone goes like, oh, wasn't it pretty and, you know, gorgeous then? But, you know, I'm 40. I would probably be dead. You know, life expectancy was actually 40. I'm 44, actually. No, I'd definitely be dead. Because
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Why not?
Well, because I
might be the freak.
No! Come on, you? That would be that's a ludicrous thing to say.
Yeah. What makes you say that?
Well, because I adore you.
I'm deeply normal. You know that, I'm deeply normal.
What's that?
I'm going Scots again.
Oh, you've been doing that?
I always do that with you.
I sometimes do that,
really
I find, when I'm talking to English people, I start kind of talking like this a little bit.
Just like that. You could get talk like the Queen. Did you know the Queen was, well, you must know.
What, the
She
Queen?
was Scots.
She was, yes, Elizabeth
like
Bowes-Lyon.
Yeah, but she didn't talk like that, did she?
No, she wasn't actually from that part of Scotland.
No, which was that part?
Well, this part of Scotland is actually a very posh part of Edinburgh called Morningside.
Morningside. What about, so where did she come from and why, anyway, she talked...
I didn't play her in a film, I didn't research her, you tell me where she came from.
I just pretended to research.
Do you know, you just put the hat on and off you go? Is that what it is?
Well, kind of. No, the thing was, I'm actually a SWAT, so...
yes, I believe that.
But the thing about playing Queen Mom is that she did last for a hell of a long time.
She lived to be, what, 112?
102.
Yeah.
So all those books are really, really thick.
Yes.
So, and I only had 3 weeks to prepare, so at least I only got up to 1939, so I could just...
she was only in her mid-60s by then, wasn't she, in 1939?
Yeah. No, I did not play her in her mid-60s.
No, I know.
I did, but I wouldn't mind playing the second half. But anyway,
she was lovely. Actually, you know what, I'm not a royalist at all, but I was a big fan of her. I think it's very hard. I think people who are even against the royal family kind of liked Elizabeth.
She did a lot.
She really did do stuff.
She did a huge amount for the royal family.
Yeah, and she went down to when London was bombed. She was always there.
I think that was the big. That was the big thing that she did. That changed, because it was looking a bit dicey, the monarchy, because they'd had the abdication and. They didn't know if the country were going to accept them as They really loved the other one. You know, what's he called?
Edward?
Yeah.
He was a rascal, though.
Yeah, he was a rascal, but they loved him, and he was fantastic.
Yeah, but he's a rascal, and wasn't he friends with,
He was friends with the wrong person. No, definitely.
Yeah.
No, he was.
That's gonna, it's who you run with sometimes. You know, you can't say, well, he was a nice guy, but some of his friends were a bit dodgy.
No. Look how many drinks I've got. But, no, I know. I'm not...
How do you do that? Do they keep appearing?
Have you got any more?